All right, this is Goblin Marine again, and this is REL, what is this, 5F, weeks 2, 3, and 4 review. So I apologize for being so tardy with these. I got caught up in some Easter stuff and then some just work stuff, and I have a video clip for week 2, and then week 3 and 4. I don't think 4 is done. I think there's one game outstanding, but I can go over week 3. If 4 is not done by the end of this, then I will save that for another video that I'll do eventually, hopefully this weekend. So again, I apologize for being late on these. I meant to do it, but that doesn't really count for much. So again, I'm Goblin Marine. I play in 4A. I've got the Boogie Miners Underworld team. And this is a review for week 2 of Division 5F. So we're going to start with this video jumping into a game here between the White Walkers of ReBBL, and I think it might be the Lizards or the Oxalbotos. I think the new Oxalbotos. So we had the score on like turn 3 or 2, and we have a ball shot on the white, so making it hard for these Lizards, getting the ball free real early. We've got a Lizard throwing a hit on a Ghoul here. Oh man, he 1-9 into a 1-36. That's unfortunate for early Lizards. You just have that happen. All right, Ghoul going for the ball. Picks it up. Oh, no, he doesn't. Does he get it? He gets it. Does he get away with it? Trips getting free. Injured. That really sucks when you're playing, your good old undead trying to keep those ghouls alive and they don't like it. So here we are, turn 5. The ball must have scattered out of bounds. Pow. That didn't work. Dodge didn't work. All right, we got a ghoul picking up the ball. Got it this time. So the undead is really running away with this. If they can't get the ball free, they're going to be down. Skink going for the ball. We got another skink down there to assist. Gets the ball free on a both down. No injury. Manages to stun the ghoul. Saves the drive for now. So it's turn 7 for the undead. We got pushes. What's going to happen now? Why am I watching this? Oh yeah, the ghoul's going for the ball. Got a couple whites and a skink on it. Gets the ball. And now the other mummy. Oh man, we got skull into a both down on the skink trying to keep the ball free. Double KO. They always say that that's like rigged games and fighting games. You got a double KO here. So they're fighting. The Lizards are fighting to hold on. Can't pick up the ball on their turn 8. Or no, that was the undead trying to pick it up. I'm sorry. Turn 8 for the Lizards. Did they do anything? No, it looks like they didn't. So now the Lizards have the ball. They've got a nice Crocs ball, or not Crocs ball, Saurus ball. Must have been a... I don't think that was a catch. It looks like it was well, it scattered out probably. That had to have been a mistake, giving the ball to the other Saurus, if that's what happened. All right, Crocs punch on a zombie. Takes the both down because loner fails. That's just unfortunate. So now you got a mummy basing the ball, and they're going to take that hit. You got a defender stumbles. The ball's going to be free on this. Where's it going to go? Not the best scatter for the Lizards, but not the worst either. All right, Ghoul's going to hit the Saurus. Scatter the ball or not? Doesn't want to scatter it. Is he going to go pick it up? He's going to attempt to pick up and get it. So the undead are running away with this game. This is going to be very hard for the Lizards to do much with. Terrible, terrible death on the Crocs, and I don't think he has an Apo for it. So that's really unfortunate for this Lizard team to lose that Crocs so early in the season. Game 2, already down to Crocs. Mummy, taking a hit on a Saurus. Pow, is it going to be a push play? It's going to be a push play to push the ghoul free to get off and running. And it's a KO. Insult to injury there. All right. Turn 12, the ghoul's running away with it. Does he score here? He doesn't. He decides he's going to stall. Sitting in the corner. Always good to pow the skinks. Fishing for pows isn't always the smartest move, but in this case, dead. He deaded that skink. Unfortunately, it was just a skink. So here we are on the oops. Let's go back there. So here we are punching a skink. Dead skink. Probably there's another score for the undead. If not, that would be a mistake. Yeah, so the undead win 2-0. Get an MVP on a white. That's quite nice. Strength Busted Saurus is the one that picks it up on the undead. That's really unfortunate. That's not what you want to see. So that was the White Walkers versus the White Walkers of Rebel versus the new Oxobotos. So here we go to the next game. This is Delicious Elves versus Stinger Security. So this is turn 1. There's already been a couple blocks thrown. Go and pick up the ball. Easy peasy. Got to get that vanity pass in. All right, also easy peasy. So this is turn 3, and we've got a skull trying to get downfield with the Wood Elves. They're nice and stretched out, but now you get a shot on the ball in return. Pow. All right, the ball is going to be free, so that's unfortunate for the Wood Elves. It's only turn 3. They got plenty of time to make this a shootout. But the Dark Elves are really going to go up in here. All right, so this is ball recovered. All right, you're going to do the War Dancer thing. You're going to run in. You're going to punch. Double pow. Makes it even easier. Where's the ball go? Right to the Wood Elf. Perfect. All right, Defender stumbles on turn 4. This has really just become a boxing match where they're brawling and punching each other in the face. Dark Elves have it again. Are they going to be able to protect it? War Dancer says, no, you can't protect it. No skills to stop him from getting taken down. Doesn't want it to scatter out. And he gets it. So War Dancer has the ball on turn 5. It's still 0-0. I don't know if he meant to do a handoff there, but you can't on a blitz, so it's all good. And now a handoff, and it's going to be the Wood Elf handoff to pass play, the good old Wood Elf strategy of score if you can. So at least 3 turns for the Dark Elves. That's enough for the Dark Elves to score back. Always good to get some SPPs on those War Dancers. All right, so the Wood Elves are attacking real hard on turn 7, as you might expect. All right, so we've got the Elves coming back and taking some hits on AV7. That's really bad. Really poorly timed 1 in 36 with no rerolls left. And of course, you got a War Dancer, so I'm going to go for the ball. Dump off. Fumble. Not going to be caught by the War Dancer. Caught by a catcher. So unfortunately, he's not going to score here, but he gets the ball free. Pretty much guarantees that the Dark Elves don't score. So here's a shot on the ball. Gets the ball free, but there's nobody to score. Unless that player has like 14 movement. Injury, though. Injury. So, this next game, that's not the end of the world. I would not have appoed that. Pitch invasion. And that's going to be game right there. If you get a pitch invasion against Wood Elves and you're down, I don't know, what's that? 2 players for the Wood Elves and 7 for the Dark Elves. This is going to be a problem. There's not really an easy way to come back from this. So, here we go. Can we get the ball? It looks like they did recover, though, because I don't see the Wood Elves having the ball. So I'm not sure why the Wood Elves weren't. I guess they had enough KO that they could get away without losing it. All right, the Dark Elves are going for the Wood Elf play, the handoff into the pass. Catch it. And now he's downfield. But, of course, again, you got a War Dancer. You got to go for that ball. Fails the GFI. Snakes the GFI. So that'll happen every once in a while. Sucks to get that 1 in 36. But the Dark Elves are back in this now. With that lucky play, as long as they just score. Oh, greedy blocks. Dead. Doesn't matter. Dead. Bulgogi is dead. So, greed block pays off. Dodge free. And we're all tied up going into turn 11 for the Woodies. So 2 Woody players down is not uncommon. One of them being missed next game, one of them being dead is unfortunate. So here we go. Looks like there's a blitz, there's a handoff, and he's going to score on turn 12. He just wants to make this a shootout. Can you keep up with me? Can you protect the ball from me, or am I going to get it back from you? Because if I can get it back from you, you lose. All right, going for the blitz. Pow on Bacon. And Bacon is cooked. Good old injury. What was it? Smashed collarbone. So should have saved that Apo for either the dead or broken collarbone player. All right, we're failing the leap. Are we going to fail the next leap? We make it. And now we're coming on back around. Taking the punch on the ball. Dump off successful this time. Skull. Doesn't even need it. Just kicks that War Dancer in the face. So kind of rough. I don't There's been a lot of rerolls used. Gonna take that leap. Uh-oh, he's out of rerolls. So now the Dark Elves can score, right? Like there's nothing stopping them from scoring. They tied up. So now hopefully we see a one-turn attempt here out of the Woodies, because if you're playing Woodies, one-turns are easy. Quick snap. Helps you out with the one-turn. See if he knows how to one-turn. I'm not very good at one-turning. I think that's possibly a mistake, but maybe not. Push. Oh, no, it's not, because he put him up here. That makes it even easier. I don't think he needs another push. I think he's good. He's going to take another push. Punch. Pow. Gets him free. He might only need even one GFI now, because you got 10. Well, maybe he needs... I don't remember how many pushes. Probably that's the right number of pushes. Now he's going to throw. Oh, and he rolls the 1 with no re-roll. That is unfortunate. So we saw a one-turn attempt. He had the pushes. He just didn't have the not ones. Sometimes Elf Ball will fail. So at the end of the day, the miss next game, Sashimi got the MVP and just a lino for the Dark Elves. 2-2. Not the highest score for an Elf game, but a good Elf game nonetheless. Moving right along, we have a blitz to start the Hollywood All-Stars game against the Boney Boys. So Boney Boys, look at that. Turn 1, a bunch of things down, and they've got the ball, which for Khemri is always good. Big old foul attempt coming in here. Apologies for that. And we're back with a foul. Stun. Okay. So we've got the ball. The Ogre's kind of not going to do anything. Block is good. KO on the Tomb Guardian. That's going to be painful. So we've had to cycle back towards the middle of the field with the ball. We get a defender down on a blitzer. Injury. Anthony Hopskip Jumpkins, injured. Tomb Guardian SPP, very valuable SPP. All right, now we got a blitz raw on the catcher. Kicks in the face, KO'd for Ryan Reynolds. So that was a lot of people leaving the pitch. And wow, that throw raw is way up there. Gets taken out. So turn 5, you don't usually see a Khemri that close to the end zone at turn 5. But clearly he made a run for it and lost the ball. So you really got to protect yourself a little better. But okay, is he gonna base him? Is he gonna base him? Is he gonna push him? Oh, we have a surf. We have a 2 GFI, I think that was. It was at least 1 GFI surf. Where's the ball go? Almost caught by a Tomb Guardian. And by almost, I mean not almost. Turn 7, we still have a Khemri throw raw in range. Got a push, scattered the ball. Dodge free. Fails the pickup. So if he gets this pickup, Khemri have pretty much lost this game. So he's got the pickup. And he's within scoring range, I believe, now with some GFIs. Fails it, out of rerolls, ball's free. Khemri haven't lost yet. So turn 8, are we going to see the magical 14 square Khemri pass? Can he do it? He's got the ball. Can he? Oh. Intercepted. Not to be. We're going to see a pass to the blitz raw and then a handoff to the throw raw. So I think this is probably, yep, we've just got some vanity pass. Turn 8. So end of the Khemri. Ooh, a blitz for the Khemri. They might be back in it. But the end of their half was 0-0. They didn't get the ball, but they based it. Ogre blitz. Push. If only he had Frenzy. I don't know why you would take a Frenzy on an Ogre, but it would have been interesting. All right, pick up, got the ball. And this looks like the Ogre's going to get punched. All right. Reroll just a push. And a dodge away? I don't really understand that. Not sure why I showed that. All right, we're going for a pass. That is a long pass for an Agi 3 team. But he got based by the Tomb Guardian, blitzed by a Blitz Raw. Both down, he's got no skills. All right, so Khemri have based the ball on turn 12. Push. Oh man. This is going to be brilliant. We're going for a surf. Don't leave the pitch. We got to put him in. And look at this. We are going to surf Mr. Ogre. Sorry, Ogre. The mountain. Get off of the pitch. He got murdered. So that was an amazing chain push play. Dead, Apo, dead. Every time. Poor Ogre. But that was a brilliant chain surf play to do it. I didn't even see what he was going for the first time. I thought he missed the surf the turn before. Humans. Getting the ball free. Running. You got to get your canoring threat up there. Failed to get the ball. Still there. So is he going to get surfed? Yes, he is. No, he's not. Pick up the ball. Got the ball. Oh, you didn't get the ball. That's plenty of room to get the ball. Agi2 works for Chorps, so it works for Khemri. All right, turn 6 for the humans. This is their last chance to not lose. All right, they got the ball. Khemri have to get the ball and recover it, which is going to be a challenge, but not undoable. They're going for a surf. First, they're taking a greedy 3-die surf. Got it. No harm, no foul. All right, taking some more blocks, pushes. I'm not sure I would do this with the game on the line. If you can free up that ball, ooh, Tomb Guardian Blitz, that's why he's doing it. That makes some sense. Is he going to fail a GFI? Does he need a GFI? Yes, he fails the GFI and gets injured. That's a 1 and a 2, so he's fine, but that's game. Doesn't need to regen. So that's game. That was a bashy one. A lot of shots on the ball. It seemed like Khemri were going to lose when they lost the ball early on, but they managed to hold on, almost got the score back. Tomb Guardian, SPP, always good. So you got a Tomb Guardian level up on game 2, because this is week 2, remember? That's good. That's going to help that guy all season, the Pony Boys. Hollywood All-Stars getting a lineman level. Not the worst thing. Not the best either. Losing the Ogre is going to be painful. All right, SIT, the Rat team versus, or no. Oh no, this is the Kislev team is SIT versus some Rats. Diving catch doing a thing right there. So we've got the strength up blitzer, not doing a blitzer thing. We got a block piece. Punching a storm vermin. One of the few skilled Skaven players, and injuring him. First thing. So that's turn 1. No casualty. He power appos essentially. Turn 1. All right, we got a Rat Ogre Blitz. We got a Defender Stumbles on this strength up guy. Nothing. No result. Trip on trying to get free. And dead. Already used the Apo. Dead. That's unfortunate. But it's just a line rat, and all rats must die, so it's fine. Another line rat taking a punch. Injured. So this is going downhill for this game and fast. They're already down 3 pieces on turn 2. With a dead, an MNG. It looks like there's another KO there. On turn 3, this is a foul on the Rat Ogre and a send-off, but this is really being bashy, and those poor rats are being mauled. It doesn't look like they've gotten to the ball. It's turn 6. Okay, where's the Rat Ogre going? Got him to base the ball with tail. Where's he going with that Gutter Runner? Because that's not really going to help. You already used your Blitz. Just basing the ball. That's not really the right place to put it. So we're going to take out the Rat Ogre with block because that's a good skill. And we're just going to walk it in on turn 7. So 2 turns for Skaven. It's not hard to score. But there's been a lot of attrition already and a Blitz. So that's going to be rough for the Skaven. That's a rough time. Doesn't look like it did much. They have a touchback. They get the ball quite downfield on turn 7. Injure Ivan Ivanovich, a block player, one of the few block players on this leaping team. Uh-oh, failed it. Kislev team. Jumping in for the... just pushes. That's not what you needed. So it's a 3+ to score. Uh-oh. Greedy dodges. Not good times. So I can see how you were kind of blocked in there as a Skaven, but that was unfortunate. Sure hands is a pickup. You gonna pass it? No. Okay. Go and hit the Rat Ogre. Defender stumbles. He's going down. Dead. Remember, he used his power appoing, and badly hurt. First turn, lose 2 players, one of which is the Rat Ogre. That's terrible. That sucks. Feels bad, man. Look at that. Diving tackle doesn't do a thing. It's a fake skill. Do we have a punt play? Should have been a punt play. So we've got strength 4 blitz in the ball. Push. Power or greed reroll. Push. I guess it's not ever a greed reroll on the ball. So we've got the dream is alive. All right, we've got it. All right. And the Skaven equalize on turn 11. Plenty of time for Kislev to score again. Riot. So we gained another turn, I think, or lost a turn. We both lost a turn. Dub skulls right away and re-roll it into a push. Okay, that could have gone poorly for them. Poor Kislev. Okay, gonna punch again. Dub skulls. That's terrible. That's a lot of skulls for a turn. Not much you can do about that. All right, looks like the Skaven were going after the ball, but can't get it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we rolled a 1. Snakes. So here the Skaven can go up 1. All they need to do is run, pick up, run, pick up, and 2+. That easy. Up 2-1. And you've only got 3 turns left. Oh, look. No, the crowd decided they wanted the turns back. We took 1, but we want that turn back. Another 1 to pick up the ball. Sometimes your Agi 4 just is Agi 2, secretly. Just like sometimes Armor 7 is Armor 9000. You really need block. It's unfortunate Kislev have such a hard time with the block skills early on. Somebody's going to take a punch here. Oh, leaps free. Hands off the ball. Oh, doesn't hand off the ball. Here's the punch. On the gutter runner. Rolls a POW. And gets him off the pitch. So the pitch is clear now. It's probably going to be a 2-2 game now. As long as you protect that ball. And that helps you do it because there's not any gutter runners close to it. So that gutter runner still got plenty of movement. But it's not enough. So they can come in from the back, but they have to dodge through. And that's just what they're going to do. This is obviously a shot on the ball. It's going to be a 1 die. Just a push. No reroll. Oh, rerolls it into a POW. So the scatter on this is going to make a huge difference if it goes out. It doesn't, so he's going to get the ball. Oh, he's not because he couldn't throw it, so he's going to get it with the thrower. He's going to chuck it downfield. And you want to watch out for the very long legs because... Nope. All right, so he's going to score on the Storm Vermin this time. That's smart. Spreading that SBP out. 3-1 for the Rock and Roll Rats. Touchback again. Puts it on a strength 4 blitzer. And the Kislev, tripwires are always a thing. But the Kislev score back, and it's 3-2 at the end of it. That was a bit of a rough game with the way the dice went for Kislev. But they're getting some points there. So strength up guy is 1 SPP away. That strength up line was 1 SPP away from another level. Injured Journeyman steals the MVP for the Rats. That's unfortunate, but they got enough SPP from doing things. All right, and we're into the Chaos Canadians Chaos Dwarf team against another Rat team. Oh boy, you got Farblast. What's he doing in there? All right, we're surfing. Nope, we're punching a Rat Ogre. Not a big deal. Surfing a Storm Vermin. Ouch, injured. What's that injury? Missed next game, so that's a little unfortunate for the Skaven team. We'll see how they do in game 3. Punching on some gutter runners. Nobody loves... There's nothing better than breaking gutter runners. Oh, unfortunately that was a Farblast or whatever, Mad Eye. So he doesn't get SPP for that and is stealing SPP. All right. Rerolls, greed rerolls. So he rolled a 1-9 into a 1-36. Now we have a shot on the ball. It's 2 die down, but no block. Unjarg Mad Eye. Ball is free. No tackle around, despite it being Shorfs. Easy peasy, get the ball. That might have been worth a punt even, but now we got a blitz on the ball. Not going to do it. Rerolls. Gets the POW. Where's the ball going to scatter? All right, that's not a bad scatter. Punching the rat over again. All right, so now you're in tackle, which is a fake skill because we're Skaven. So this time we punt. Oh no, it was caught. So there was somebody down there that I missed. Yeah, see, there he is. Blitz on the ball. He would have been nice to make this a 3-die. Pushes, rerolls, gets him down. It's a both down. Ball's free. Skaven can score. All right, so turn 5, Skaven stole it and scored on the Chorf drive. So Mice Who Entice up 1-0. Going into turn 6, high kick. Wow, that's right there on the line. And caught. That's the last thing you want. You want that to bounce out and be a touchback. But he gets downfield with it. Turn 7. Push. Reroll into a skull. So it's going to be a 1 and 3 to get free for the Chorfs and score unless they do a 3-die blitz. Glad it was a 3-die. A 2-die would have been a 1 and 9 and failed. Pushes that gutter runner. Now he's probably going to have to score on that hobo. You don't really want to do that, but you want to score. So it's 1-1 at the half. Chaos Canadians versus Mice Who Entice. High kick. Skaven don't really need help getting the ball. All right. Catches it. Nope, he doesn't. But that's easy enough to pick up. So he gets the ball. He's going for that pass. Gotta get that SPP. I'm not sure how the ball got back here. But there he is taking another pass. Failure. Burning them re-rolls on the SPP. That might have been turn 8, actually. I don't know. And we're going to score again because we're Skaven, and that's what you do. Turn 10. Mice Who Entice are up 2-1. Plenty of turns for Chorfs. They got lots of movement. As long as this doesn't scatter out and then end up in the Skaven. Uh-oh. It doesn't scatter out. But it does scatter. Skaven could still get all over this. They're trying. You can see a couple gutter runners here. Gonna punch one of them and push him. Probably. Uh-oh. We snake the GFI. All right. Skaven going for a surf. Rerolls it. Gets the surf. Probably he's going to step over to the ball and then step in the end zone with this. Injury on the surf. On 8 SPP Hobgoblin. Oh, he's going to score on this other gutter runner because I don't want that guy to have it. This guy needs the points more. Puts it in, 1-3, turn 12. Going terribly for these poor Chorfs. If they fumble the ball, the Skaven are just all over it. Get the pickup. Shot on the ball. Oh, here's the shot on the ball. Snakes the dodges. All right, and we're punching some gutter runners again. Everybody loves that. It's everybody's favorite game. Injured. And it's just a badly hurt. No problem. So now he's going to get through, protect the ball a little. 3-die with the ball carrier on a gutter runner. That is some cojones. Gets him stunned. Now he can try and protect him. He was obviously worried about the dodges. Blocks a good skill. Storm Vermin getting the ball free, but it's caught in tackle zones by a loner. That's the last guy you want to have the ball. And now he doesn't. Cost you a reroll. Bouncing all over the place, but you got Chorfs on it. Hobgoblin fails to get the ball. Probably going to be a reroll. Loner fails. Don't know why he did it with the loner. You had other guys around there. And it's free still. Sad man. Taking a 2-die uphill and getting skulls. Going for a rowdy foul because we can't score, apparently. Go away, gutter runner. Got him. Just a stun. So this game's going to end 3-1 for the Mice Who Entice over the Chaos Canadians. It's rough for Chorfs when you have trouble picking up the ball, which, where's that throw going? Is he going to get that MSPP? Nope. So that's a rough one. The ball was on the pitch a little too long, and this Skaven capitalized on it. The Storm Vermin picks up the MVP, taking him from 5 to 10, so he levels. That's good. The Chorfs get a Chorf blocker with it. That's not bad, but you'd really prefer that go to your Chaos or your Bulls. Riot. Both teams lose a turn. We've got Squad Ghouls versus the Necro team. I forget the name of them. The Hollywood Horrors or something? Talk Show Terror. All right, so we've got a Wolf Blitz on a Mummy. Good to use that Claw. Who needs Mighty Blow? We'll just claw him to death. Does he regen? No, so that sucks to have that Mummy out on game 2. All right, we've got Defender Stumbles, white on white. Another dead. This one is going to regen, I think. Yes, because the icon didn't pop up. Still got the SPP and got him off the pitch. Pow on a zombie with the Flesh Golem. Good. Injured him. You want that SPP on the Flesh Golems. They're so hard to level. Doesn't regen. So the undead are losing players real fast. Another Mummy hit. Takes the both down with the zombie. Both stunned. That's a result. Alright, but undead put it in on turn 7. So 2 turns to score with wolves. Doable. Not even that hard, but you gotta try it. Gets the ball. Gives it to the other wolf. Heads on downfield. Trips on the dodge. Rerolls it. Gets through, and he's going to score then. Took 2 go for it, which is not necessary with a wolf on a 2-turner, but he made it. Getting the ball on the wolf. Getting downfield. Throwing a punch on a white with another white. Injured. So a little bit of a strike back. Smash knee, niggled. So there's a lot of undead players out. I guess that wasn't a strike back. That was just the undead getting crumbled. Flush Golem fails to knock down the white. We're going for a handoff here on turn 14 to make sure that the one wolf gets the SPP we want. Important to level those wolves. And we put it in, and it's 2-1 with 2 turns left for the undead to score. Pitch invasion. Just took out some of the undead players. That's really sad. Went for the Vanity Pass, didn't get it, and that's going to be game. So Necro takes it 2-1. Loner Journeyman Zombie takes the MVP, steals it for his service. That's terrible. Ghoul gets it on the undead. Unfortunate to lose a couple players there to failed regens. Really, having one of them be the Mummy is going to hold you back a bit. There's not a lot to say other than that. Probably a wolf level there. All right, this is Billionaire Playboys versus Ayaya, maybe? Hitting the troll with the Saurus. Not a big result. But we've got the ball. We're popping a goblin. Maybe we're popping a goblin? Got him. Injured. Poor Morch. And he's MNG'd. All right, we are going to try and surf a Saurus. Can we surf a Saurus? That sounds like a dinosaur, a Surfosaurus. On a nice... Oh no, Skull. That's not what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Hang 10, Surfosaurus. Just off the pitch. All right, going for the stunty dodges. He's making a lot of them. Finds the 1s and 2s. Probably he clicked 3 of them at once and should have done it one at a time. Turn 5, Lizards put it in. Lots of time for the Underworld to strike back. And yes, this is the Underworld team. Blitz. That's awesome. The Lizards get a helping hand that they probably didn't need. We are blitzing the skink. Both down is good enough to punch him dead. Mighty Blow is a good skill against stunties, it turns out. Who'd have guessed? All right. 1-die Goblin Punch on a Saurus. I thought this was great. Boom. All right, so we're going to hit another Saurus here. Skull. Reroll. Skull. That's not good. That means you can get surfed. Probably or not, but... All right, we go for the Defender Stumbles on a reroll. Not the Goblin. Not the Goblin. Not that Goblin. Not him. Out. Way over there. So that's recoverable by the Underworld. Okay, we're going to punch a skink again in turn 9. Get him. Does he break? Yes, because I'm showing it, he breaks. Bill Gates got injured, just a badly hurt, not a big deal. So it's down to 2 skinks. We're going to take a hit on the Crocs with the Troll. Big old Troll buddy. KOs the Crocs. That's a good one. All right, we are fouling a Saurus because we want them all off the pitch so that we can score a couple times. That didn't work. Sad. All right. Punching a goblin. Fishing for pals on a 3-die. Not too hard. Injured. What happens to Skit Pig? Not bad. Just badly hurt. Stunty dodge fails. That happens 1 in 9 times. All right, so we've got the ball. All we have to do is hand it off to a goblin. Not that goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what he was doing with that goblin. But he gets a hit on the ball carrier now. Gonna knock the ball free. All we had to do is hand it off to the goblin next to the ball carrier, and he could run it in. 1 dodge and a couple of... and the GFI would have done it. So we're hitting the skink, probably going to scatter the ball. Going for it, going to scatter it. Who ends up with it? Hot potato, not you. Not you. Not you. Oh, the skink. So we get a POW on the skink after a little bit more bobbling. All right, who's going to get it this time? Not you. All right, it's free. So we've just got to take a rowdy POW on him. And now this other goblin's going to go try and grab it, maybe? 1, 2, a 3. Like the center of a Tootsie Pop gets the 6 out of movement. So we are going to see definitely a ball hit. All right, this is a 2-die. Both POWs. Don't need tackle or block or wrestle. Punch, bounce. Not a great scatter for the lizards, but they're going to be able to get it free. Get the ball. And off they go, and that's probably game there. So it's not game. We're probably going to see yes, a mighty blow hit. Going to do anything? No. Yes. Let me re-roll it. It's important to stay in this game. We can draw it if we get the ball back. All right. Troll being a good man and rolling his 50% stupid roll. Got the ball. And we're free. Somehow we got to the other side of the field. We're not going to see a blitz on the ball. Oh no, a blitz on the skink to try and get free. Got him. That's not what we wanted, though. That's not what we wanted. Uh-oh. We don't want the dodge either. We want this to be a 3+. And he snakes it. And that's game. Yeah. Loses on a 1 in 9. Feels bad, man. And we're going to get a goblin surfed. Really feels bad, man. I hate when that happens. Underworld early on is just a 1 in 9 machine. 5 SPP goblin getting killed. That sets you back a lot. Uses the Apo. Dead into dead. That's twice this week. That sucks. I hate when that happens as Underworld. Saurus picking up the MVP. At least a living goblin picks up the MVP. It's not who you want the MVP to go to at all. But that Saurus picking it up is big. You know, Saurus are hard to level. Getting one. It looks like he got both MVPs because I know he didn't score or throw a pass. So the only way to get MVP and end up at 10 is to have had another MVP or to have like a pass and 2 injuries or a pass, an injury, and an interception or a score and an injury. So 2 MVPs for John D. Rockefeller. He's going to be skilling up. So that ends 1-0. So here are the results of week 2. You've got the White Walkers ReBBL 2-0 over the New Oxtail Bodos. You got Stinger Security up, drawing 2-2 and an elf off. You got the Boney Boys versus the Hollywood All-Stars 0-ing it up. Camry versus Humans. Sit, the Kiss Love team was outscored by the Rock and Roll Rats 3-2. Chaos Canadians went down to the other Rats, the Mice Who Enticed 3-1. Just feels bad, man. Rats running away this week. Talk Show Terrors taking it up over Squad Ghouls after a bunch of deaths on a regen team 2-1. And Billionaire Playboys being the only team to beat Rats if Underworld counts, and probably they don't. 1-0 on a Yaya. Again, the 1 in 9 was really rough there. So moving on from that, looking at the leaderboard after like week 2.5. So we'll skip this because we've got more coming up, and I think probably I will skip the games for week 3 and skip right into client. Is this going to work? Yes, there it is. Skip right into client and go into week 3. So here we are, week 2 results. Stepping up to week 3, Rock and Roll Rats taking it 4-1 over the White Walkers of ReBBL. So the Rock and Roll Rats are running away with this. You got the White Walkers of ReBBL, who I believe are an undead team. 7 armor breaks. Same number of armor breaks as the Rats. Feels bad, man, when you can't break them. SPP, 20 SPP to 10. That's the thing I hate about playing against rats or L's. Yes, they die, but they also skill like crazy. Statistics, 33 blocks versus 31. Equal number of blocks. A bunch of KOs for the White Walkers, but I'm assuming they came back. Same number of injuries. Let's go to the dice rolls and look at. So wake up after KO, 4-1. That's really good. Pick up 4-1. Their dice weren't particularly hot, nor were their block dice. Defender stumbles are good against undead. So let's see if we can figure out what happened. A lot of go for it, a lot of failed pickups. So the story seems to be that the rats got out of reach, that the undead couldn't pick up the ball, and they just had to make go for it to try and catch up, and failed way too many of them. So 9 is a fair number of go for it's, but failing 4 out of 9, 55%. Like, you're not. That's worse than go for it's in the snow in a blizzard. That's terrible. How are their block dice? The block dice were decent. So that's kind of unfortunate for the poor White Walkers of Rebel. 4-1. That score doesn't actually tell you how that game went. It's so easy for Skaven to score. So now we have Chaos Canadian Chorfs. You got a strength busted Chorf picking up the MVP and stealing it. That is terrible. That's the last thing you ever want. Tomb Guardian picking up some more SPP. That's good. And it's 10 on 9 SPP, so that's not a bad result. Khemri taking it 1-0. Same number of armor breaks again. 60 to 34 blocks. This is a tale of Armor 9 doing things. The Chaos Canadians actually did more, but I guess the Bony Boys must have regen something, or I guess it doesn't matter. You got 2 injuries and 3 KOs, 2 injuries and 1 KO. Khemri were not winning the bash game despite throwing way more blocks. That's unfortunate for them. Well, the Chorfs never really had the ball, though. Yeah, let's look at the dice rolls. So 44% pickups for the poor Bony Boys. 0% catch. Why were you... I'm assuming those are bounces. If you're throwing passes, that's unfortunate. I'm just assuming that those are bounces, and then it just didn't work out for you. Bribe succeeded. Had to bribe at some point. I don't know if that was an inducement or a kickoff. Probably kickoff. 75% dodges. I don't know why you're dodging with Khemri, but if you make 75%, hard to argue with that. The block dice were pretty good, so it just seems like the armor rolls didn't work for them. That's interesting. Seems like a lot more pushes. Yeah, a lot of pushes. Wow. But a lot of dice thrown in general. Chorfs going for it, a lot of go for it. Man, if they weren't, they might have been playing in a blizzard, because that's blizzard numbers of go for it failures there. Pickups not working out. They've got basically Agi 1 on these pickups, which is close to Chorfs, but that's going to make it tough to score, obviously. Catches, 50%. I don't know why you have catches. I don't know if they're handoffs or if it was bouncing balls, but that's Chorf numbers of catches. That's fine. Probably shouldn't be making dodges as Chorfs unless they're with your hobos. And if these are with your hobos, you're either going into tackle zones or some bad things happen. Nobody got up, which is always unfortunate. Stinger Security and Talk Show Terror. So this is Necro versus Dark Elves. You've got a runner picking up an MVP and a white picking up an MVP, and both are going to level. So that's good for those teams. Lots of elf SPP, as always. You know, they got 14 SPP to 10 on Talk Show Terror. But it looks like the wolf picked up some, so that's always good. I'm not sure who Conan O'Diam is, but he scored. He's probably a white or a wolf. Let's look at statistics. The Necro were not getting the injuries and removals, despite having a lot more successful blocks. They got out-injured by the Elves, which feels bad, man, when you're playing a team that's supposed to be bashy-ish. I guess this is early on in their career, though, so it's not a big deal. Block dice. That is not many pals and not many push pals, but I guess they have block on their blitzers so they can make use of the both downs. Tons of pals, and you still got out removaled by elves. The armor dice did things. This is like an 89,000 game for the poor Necros. So, D6s seems reasonable. 57% injury, I'm going to ignore that. Regen doing its normal thing. Dodges being tough, but I don't know what those were with. So it's hard to say much from this other than the Necro team didn't get any removals. They tied 1-1 though, so that's okay. Next up, Billionaire Playboys over the new Oxel Bodos, 2-0. So the Billionaire Playboys are a lizard team. This is a lizard off. A Dodge Saurus rolls MVP and has a second skill. Henry Ford, I gotta check him when we get to the teams. 2 scores. So this is probably just the Skinks getting the ball and running off with it. That'll happen. Delicious Elves and Ayaya Drew Underworld. Getting the second level on that Skaven Blitzer. That's big. 20 armor breaks. That's quite nice. With the same number of blocks, you've got a lot more damage being done by the Underworld. 2 kills. I gotta go back and watch this game. This game is murderous. How's that SPP? 9 SPP. So he got 2 injuries and the MVP. Oh man, he was at 10 and now he's at 19. That's a big game for that rat. Dice rolls. Lots of 6s for the elves. Not a lot of 1s, so they were able to do things. Casualties were the only thing they weren't really able to do, and I don't know who that's for. Wake up after KO is better than 50%. I don't know if they had a babe, but that was big. Yeah. There's a lot of go for it. It's a lot of go for it, but everything looks reasonable there. I gotta go back and watch this game. That's not even an overly lopsided set of dice. He just didn't have the pushes you'd expect, while the elves kind of did. Oh, the elves had bad block dice too. So that may have ended 1-1, but that's still a big game for Ayaya picking up that second skill on that blitzer on game 3. That's really fast for Underworld, and they need those blitzers leveled. Hollywood All-Stars versus Squad Ghouls. Hollywood All-Stars, the human team. Don't know if they've rebought their ogre, but taking this 2-0. Skeleton. The skeleton who's destined to be a dirty player picking up an MVP. Oh no, that was a... Squad Ghouls even picked up a loner skeleton, stealing the SPP. Or stealing the MVP. Poor guy. Blitzer, leveling up. That's good. 2-0. Wonder what... Ooh. More blocks. Not a lot more injuries and kills. More injuries for the humans. Not a lot of time in with the ball, but they did fine. It was enough to get 2 scores. Feels bad, man, when you made a pass but couldn't get the ball for anything else. Lots of SPP for the humans. Let's see what happened to the poor Squad Ghouls. So pickups, 3 out of 9, 33% pickups. So just couldn't pick up the ball and definitely couldn't dodge. Humans, on the other hand, pretty good wake-up rates. Reasonable pickup rates if it's in tackle zones. If it's not in tackle zones, then maybe it was raining or something, because this is just not a good pickup rate. It's almost like it had to have been raining and humans just capitalized. 2-0. SIT, Lysu and Tice versus Kislev. We've got a MVP on a strength up lineman. He's now at 20. He's going to get another skill there and start actually developing. Not sure what he'll take. Maybe wrestle, maybe block, maybe something crazy. Rat Ogre, a new Rat Ogre, I guess, getting MVP, starting his life off easy. Lots of SPP, but 4 SPP on one of the Kislevites, doing a couple scoring and a pass is what that was. Skaven doing Skaven things. They scored 3 times, passed once, and got an MVP. So no injuries, if I'm reading that correctly. Statistics, 0 injuries. It was a bloodless game. 48 blocks, no injuries, mostly against AV7. That's rough for the Kislev. So let's see if we can suss out what happened. 50% leap, that's not great. They should be doing a fair bit better than that. 50% pass, not waking up after KOs. That's a ton of go for it, but they weren't punished at all. Pickups were 100%, so I'm not sure what happened to the Khemri this game. It's probably just that they couldn't capitalize. Now maybe there was a pitch invasion or a blitz or something that the Rats capitalized on. That is a metric ton of dice. 27, 32, 27, 26, 22, 27. The Skaven were just chucking buckets of dice. They weren't playing Blood Bowl. They were playing 40K there. Wild Animal did good. Go Forts did fine. Skaven had a good game. Failed every diving tackle, but nobody got hurt. 63% dodges. I mean, I know 3 of those are failed diving tackles, but man, they made a ton of dodges and got like Agi 3 results with Agi 4 and dodge. So I don't know who they were dodging with. They scored, so they got the ball and scored a lot, but bloodless game, rough score. So that's the end of match day 3. Ooh, it finished while I was watching, but it wasn't confirmed, so I wonder what the story is there. So going into match week 4, we have Ayaya and the White Walkers of ReBBL. We've got Underworld versus, I think that's an undead team. Zombie stealing the MVP. His non-leveled Blitzer getting some SPP. It's important to have them both leveled. You want to be able to have 2 guys that can really be effective at generating removals of some sort or generating knockdowns. Grey Worm doing his job, stealing the MVP. You probably don't want it on a goblin or on a zombie goblin. Look at me. Lots of SPP for the Underworld, though. That's 16 SPP is a good game for Underworld. 17 for the White Walkers. That is astounding. So was that injuries? 3 injuries, 1 KO, 4 injuries for Ayaya. Ayaya's doing work, killing things, but couldn't keep up in the SPP game there. Had the ball. Pickups were rough for Ayaya. That's probably one of those pickups was probably really important then, because you can't score a second time without a pickup a second time. So dodges were on track for our 1 and 9 rate with dodges or our 1/3 failures. Catches went fine. Animosity rolls, so he passed it to a goblin, is what that means. Or handed off to a goblin, probably to score. Not a lot of damage done to him. Block dice were reasonable. Let's check out the White Walkers of ReBBL. Dodges, I don't know why you're dodging, but probably those are Agi 3, which means they were on track. Go for it. 50% go for it. We're not in the snow. We're in the snow and the rain and the mud, just falling down. Regen did some things. It's not a fake skill this time. Pick up 1. So 1 pickup and 1 catch. The 2 times he was able to get the ball, he scored with it. That's funny. His block dice were all right. Not a particularly bloody game. 7 injuries between the 2 of them is reasonably violent. So this might be a good one to go back and watch. Also for some violence. Billionaire Playboys versus Squad Ghouls was a draw. So we have a Skink picking up MVP. Probably you want that on a Saurus or a Crocs, but you'll take it on a Skink early on. Again, a zombie stealing it, man. You don't want those stupid zombies to take MVP. Draw 1-1. So you have that MVP Skink he scored and got the MVP, and then Mansa Musa got an injury. He had a couple injuries in a score. I'm assuming success is either a white or a ghoul on this team. Unless this is the Necro team. I'm not sure. Dice Fireball. That's spicy. Went for a 4-man Fireball and only got 1 of them, which is you'd hope to get 2, but 1 isn't that unlikely. I really wouldn't Fireball unless you got 5 or more. Uh, but hopefully that did something for him. 50% pickups feels bad, man. Can't score without the ball, and that's AG2 rates there. Dodges are up there. Those were fine. Going for it were in the snow, and I don't know if it was snowing. Bonehead. All right, 10-1. That Crocs was doing stuff. Not particularly on fire. Squad Ghouls. Regen did things. Catch failed. Go forts were right in line with what they should be. Passes were not. Passes are rough. Apparently, I'm assuming one of those is like a vanity pass, turn 8, when he couldn't score. Dodges at 64%. Hard to say what that is. Wake up after KO is right on target. So it's hard to know what happened in this game, but it was a draw. That's reasonable. Talk Show Terror. That's the Necro team versus Mice who entice. We've got the Necro team beaten up on the Skaven, but the Storm Vermin levels again. The Mighty Blow, we've got 2 Mighty Blow Storm Vermin that have leveled twice. By game 4, one is in Underworld and one is on the Rats, and we'll see if there's any more after this. Zombie, we're approaching a 2-skill zombie here. So this is 2-1 for the 5 armor breaks versus 21 with an expulsion. So the Talk Show Terror is just removing pieces, I bet. I bet that's what happened. 4 KOs, 2 injuries, 1 kill versus 3 KO and 2 injuries. That's a lot of removals. But Ayaya's game was still fairly more violent than this with 7 injuries between the two teams. This was only 5. So with 50 blocks succeeding, you got, well, a lot of damage in. SPP, Conan O'Dyan taking both scores. Wolf Blitzer and Craig Kildborn taking on an injury or a casualty each, and Trevor Noah stealing the wonderful MVP here. Licto of Mordheim picking up an MVP and probably an injury. Got to be an injury for Leslie Sheik. A pass and a score. Let's look at Mice and Tice. That's a lot of dice. It's a lot of 6s and 3s, but it's a lot of dice in general. So you expect to fail some things. Wild Animal, 62%. I don't know if any of those are 50%ers, so it's hard to say if that's above or below what it should be. Catches at 66%. Again, without knowing if those are to AG3 or to AG4 players, it's hard to say. Fair number of go for it. Got 2 pickups, got a pass. Was able to do things, it seems like. It's hard to say. Maybe he just got out removed. Regen did not do a thing, so that's unfortunate for a regen team when you don't regen. Got the bribe, and it worked for him. Wake ups worked. Not sure how he got the ball, but scored twice. Took it 2-1 over the Mice, over the Rats, and Rats were running away with it earlier, so good to see somebody beat them. Chorfs versus Kislev. I have no idea how this matchup works. Oh, lineman taking it, and the Hobgoblin taking it. 1 expulsion. Good to foul with those Hobgoblins. Statistics, 5 KOs, 2 injuries versus 1 injury inflicted by the Kislev. So Chorfs were getting their removal on. That's something that happened this game. It was a draw, though. Chorfs getting reasonable SPP. 12 SPP for a slow bash team isn't terrible. 11 for the Kislev team, so they had an injury, either 2 passes and a score, or an injury and a score for Beast Stroganoff, and a pass for Fukov. Let's take a look and see. 2 catches, 1 pass, so it was an injury and a score. 66% pickups, that's right in line with AG3, but they have AG4 players, so maybe that wasn't working. Jump up did things. Jump up blocks are my favorite. Again, lots of dice, not surprising for Kislev. That's a lot of Chorf dice. 85% dodge. Oh no, that's both teams. Pick up 4 out of 4 and 2, so that's in line with AG3 players picking up, but that's a lot of pickups. So I'm assuming that means Kislev was just attacking the ball constantly. That's, again, those 2 failed catches and 1 successful. I don't see a pass, so probably those are bouncing balls after the ball takes a hit in a cage. Lots of go for it. Trying to move, trying to truck along. Go for it's failing at the expected rate. Sit made 55% on leaps. They should be doing a lot better than that. You know, their lowest leap rate should be a 66. So failing lots of leaps, making the jump ups, doing things, but also failing things, it looks like. Pulling off the draw against the Hobgoblin, or against the Chaos Dwarves. Rock and Roll Rats take it 2-1 over the Hollywood All-Stars. The Rats once again taking off. Lion Rat stealing it. Blitzer picking it up. You like to see the Blitzers level on the human team. 2-1. Statistics say even number of blocks, about the same amount of damage. Kill inflicted by the humans. The SBP tells me that was the one casualty. The one injury was a kill. Sooner KOs. Rats doing ratty things. Not having the ball as much, but still winning. Not moving the ball as much, actually. Still winning. Dice rolls. So Rock and Roll Rats, not able to pick it up. Hopefully some of those were in tackle zones. Failing Go For It's in the snow, essentially. Passes weren't working out for them either, or the catches. So they were having a hard time like moving the ball around, but they seem to have survived reasonably well. Hollywood All-Stars, pickups are going poorly also. Pass worked, all their Go For It's, as few as they made. Catches did not work as well as the passes. I'm assuming some of those are bounces. Gotta be. So that makes it seem like there was a lot of ball hawking going on, which would make sense from a Skaven team. Results 2-1, Rats up. Rats are starting to really separate themselves in this division, I bet, when we get to the leaderboard. Oh, so it finished while I was watching, and it's been confirmed. Bony Boys, the Kislev team, or the Kislev. Bony Boys is the Camry team versus Delicious Elves, which are High Elves? Oh, no, Woodies. Blitzroth picking up the MVP, that's fine. 7 SBP is a casualty and MVP. Kick Line Elf picking up an MVP. Probably you wanted that to go to a catcher or a War Dancer. And I believe this is a non-tree team. So no injuries for the Elves. 3 injuries, 2 KOs for the Khemri team. Losing 1-2 against Wood Elves' Khemri, in my mind, is reasonably good. That may sound bad, but it's hard. Oh, man. So you got a score and 2 injuries with Ma Baker, and you got an injury and the MVP for Take the Heat Off Me. 14 SVP for Khemri has got to feel pretty good, depending on who Ma Baker is. 12 for Wood Elves also feels kind of bad. You should be in the teens with Wood Elves, I would expect, on SPP. So this is a slow development game. Bony Boys not chucking a ton of dice, dodging and failing, and not getting up after KOs. That sucks. The 2 out of 7 KO rolls means that they were down men. And that could be a couple guys down several drives, but that's just painful whenever that happens. Got all the pickups. Failed both of their passes. I don't know why you're trying passes, but I'll reserve judgment because I don't know why you're throwing passes. One of those, a failed pass could be a punt that's successful because an inaccurate punt, well, a punt is always unsuccessful because nobody was there to catch it. So if one of those is a punt, that might be good. Fireball. Again, a 1 for 3 on the Fireball. Fireball's not doing things right now. 50% injury rate is rough. All the Go For It's and catches. Leaps. So probably there was some ball hawking with those leaps. Delicious Elves not getting very good dice, but they've got some skills, so it is pretty bad dice though. Like you'd expect there to be a few more POWs and push POWs than there are. Everything looks like they threw 150 block dice, but they didn't. They only threw like 60 something. Or no, it's like they threw 75, but they only threw 60 something. So they're lacking on the upper end. But they're Woodies. They make it work no matter what. Winning 2-1 over Khemri's Woodies. Stinger Security, the Dark Elf team, versus New Oxalbotos, the Lizard team. Skink picking up MVP, Blitzer picking up MVP. That's better for the Elves. 4 armor breaks versus 10, so Lizard's doing more damage and fouling 2 expulsions. They were fouling a lot. Statistics, 1 injury versus none. Same number of blocks succeeded, basically. So Wizards doing a little bit of damage, but not really a lot. Low SPP game. You've got 2 scores on Indoe. Not Indoe. 3 on Edmund Fordor, 1 on Bane. So I don't know who those other pieces are, but lots of SPP on the Wizards. Well, not lots. 10 is reasonable. 12 for an elf game is low. So not a lot of development going on the Wizards, but I'm assuming that that's a Saurus who got that injury, which is good. Chainsaw succeeded 3 times. There was only 1 injury in this game. That is basically Chainsaw failing to me. Lots of 2s, but they might not have mattered. They might have come on the injuries. So that's a rough result for the Wizards to go down 2-1, but it happens. Elves are good. So now we will look at week 5 and White Walker's ReBBL versus the Bony Boys. So the Bony Boys are the Khemri team, whoever have all their Tomb Guardians. How are they looking? A Mighty Blow and Block Tomb Guardian with 5 SPP and 2, so either of these pick up an MVP, they'll level. If Sunny picks up another injury, another Kaz, he'll level. So that's good. Getting some development on them 4 games in. Mighty Blow on a Blitzraw is good. MVP on a Blitzraw is good. Not really a lot of skills elsewhere, but I would expect them to be slow to develop, so that's not terrible. And who were they playing? White Walkers of ReBBL. Where are the White Walkers of ReBBL? Right here. Undead. Let's see how they're looking after 4 games. They got guard and a block mummy. They rolled doubles on the mountain and got blocked. That's great. No white levels is unfortunate. They picked up sure hands on a ghoul. That's smart for the ball carrier. Block on a ghoul. Full complement of 4 ghouls, so they're going to be fast as they can be. Block on a zombie. So they're developing nicely. It would be nice to see more SPP on the whites. You know, ghouls develop reasonably quick, so if you can score with the white, that's good early on. But nothing wrong with that. They've got the block mummy and the guard mummy, so they're developing nicely. That's hard to deal with. I don't think the guard's going to help too much against this Khemri team, since they've got so much more strength in these Tomb Guardians and some Mighty Blow there. I don't know. The White Walkers have been... What's their history? They won, lost, won. So they've been winning pretty well. I think this is probably a reasonably even matchup, because you got a bunch of skeletons with AV7, but a bunch of ghouls with AV7. The White Walkers have been doing well and are faster, so I'm going to give it to them. But I think that if the Khemri team can break the ghouls before they get scored on a bunch, then they can certainly be in it and win it. I don't think this is a decided game. Rock and Roll Rats versus Stinger Security. So you have Skaven, obviously, versus Dark Elves. So let's look at those teams. Rock and Roll Rats are here. How are they looking? They are a little bit busted up. 9 players, so they're going to get 2 journeymen. They're developing their gutter runners well, but they don't have any real development on their storm vermin, which is unfortunate. They do have a fowler and an accurate thrower, but they really need to start working on the storm vermin some more. You know, those look like MVPs, so it'd be nice to develop them a little bit with some scores or throw a vanity pass or something. They're not behind, I don't think, because they've got good development on the gutter runners, but it looks like they've been losing players. They do have 80K, so they can pick some up, but that's a little bit painful to see so few, to see you down on pieces, because you can't really use that Fowler with 30 player if you're down that many pieces. The other one was, I believe, Stinger Security? Yeah, Stinger Security. So they're over here. These are Dark Elves, and they are up quite a bit of TV. So the Skaven are going to, even with the 100K in Journeyman, they're still going to get quite a bit, like 300, 200, 300 of SB of inducements. So Wizard would be nice. Jump up on the Witch, or I guess that's a stock Witch. So he's added a Witch then for a 12th player. Rolled guard on one of his blitzers and has blodged up to the others in guard on alignment. That's a lot of guard for an elf team. Took leader on his runner, so that's efficient. He's had 3 rerolls, got a fair bit of guard and some blodge. I got to give this one to the elves. I mean, the rats can steal the ball and can always score in a flash, but the elves are going to be hard to keep up with, I think, in the bash game, especially as much as they have with the blodge. Chaos Canadians, the Chorf team versus New Oxalbotos, the Lizard team. So let's look at the New Oxalbotos. Oh, there they were. New Oxalbotos, 1040. They may have been the one that lost the Crocs. So they've got a block Saurus, sidestep Skink, and a movement busted Saurus. This is a team that's having a hard time of it, right? So they're going to pick up a Journeyman and be on 11. But this coach is having a rough season. So I don't know what the story is with this. I had a rough first season in REL as well, but this is unfortunate. You know, you're kind of getting beat up, and that's tough when you're Lizards and you lose players. You know, you really rely on that AV9 to hold you around, and I believe this team lost a Crocs to a dead, and a Saurus has been move busted. That's really painful. Back to the schedule. They're playing the Chaos Canadians, who are right here. Uh-oh, an unchosen skill on a hobo. So that might be dirty player. It might be block. No skill ups on this team except for the sure hands. Hobo. Tie. Loss. Tie. So looking for a victory. I think this might be the week. That Lizard team is having a hard time of it, and even with the strength disadvantage, block makes a big difference. So this is really going to come down to whether the Lizards can keep the Chorfs from making 2 dies or keep taking 2 dies and getting punched down. I got to give the advantage a little bit to the Lizards in that game because Skinks are so fast and mobile and hard to hunt if you can keep them alive, but they are Chorfs. So if you don't protect your Skinks, you're going to lose them. All in all, not very developed teams. The Lizards are just overall a little bit faster. I'm gonna call this one a draw. I'm gonna say this one ends up a draw. Talk Show Terror, our Necro team versus Delicious Elves. So how is Talk Show Terror coming along? Delicious Elves. We'll do them first. This is the Woody team. This is a little bit light on skills for a Woody roster, but has about the number of elves I would expect. So they have 1 catcher who probably is reasonably new. Gonna move up War Dancer, so that's a 1-turner, I believe. What's that, 11? So you need 2 pushes on him to get him in. You got to tackle War Dancer. That's not bad, but I'd like to see Strip Ball first. You got a kick player, which is always good, and a dodge lineman. You're going to have 4 journeymen, so you're going to be at, like, what's that put you at? 1170 or something like that. That's quite a bit of TV and journeyman. And the other one was Talk Show Terror. That has to be on this page. Nope, they were on this first page. Talk Show Terror at 1180. So it seems like they're down this week. They've got a healthy roster. You got a line of scrimmage busted zombie. You got block on both your wolves. You got guard on a white. You got block on a zombie. Really low on Flesh Golem SVP. They don't look to have picked up an MVP on one, which is unfortunate. Those guys are so slow to develop. But you got to have them in a format like this. If you're playing the long game, you need to have them. You just kind of hope they get MVP. Otherwise, they'll be slow to level. Wolves coming along, both pretty close to leveling. I would expect to see both of those Wolves at level up this week. You know, if you can score twice on Wolf Blitzer and get an injury with Conan O'Dyan, you got it. And that's not going to be hard with block on them now. Especially now that, well, Claw doesn't help you against Wood Elves, but they're Wood Elves. Like, they break. So, I'm going to give this one to the Necro team. I think that they can take it over the Wood Elves. The speed of the Wood Elves will help, but it's really going to be a matter of running up the score and then clinging on by your fingernails as the attrition sets in, I think, which is a typical Wood Elf game. But I think that there's enough development on a Necro team to accelerate that. So, Hollywood All-Stars versus Billionaire Playboys. Hollywood All-Stars are humans at 1220. They have replaced the Ogre. No SPP yet, though. They've got a Blodge Blitzer, which is good. That double is helpful. A Tackle Blitzer. Wrestle and Kick Lineman, an Accurate Thrower, and a Diving Catcher. They want to go for that pass game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're on 11. They're at 1220. Their opponent is the Billionaire Playboys, who are Lizard Men on 1090. So they're going to get some inducements. You've got an Armor Busted Skink. I think you got to fire that one. And this is probably an MNG, but it might be a Niggle. Just an MNG leader player. So that's interesting to take leader on a Saurus. I don't hate that, actually. I don't dislike that. But 3 rerolls. You got a lot of rerolls. A block Skink. I'd like to see a 2-die uphill with that guy, but probably it would have been Wrestle. He's probably their ball carrier. Very tempted to go strip ball on something like that if you roll doubles, but block is good. Blodgesaurus. A Blodgesaurus and a Guard Crocs. So this team has a little bit of development. They're behind in development. They'll get 1, 2 skinks. They're 120 higher. They're at like 1210 versus, what was the other team at? Where is the other team? Versus 1220. So they're about even. So not really any inducements going on. I'm gonna call this one a draw. I don't know who to pick. It seems even. I'm gonna call it a draw. Ayaya, the Underworld team, versus Kislev with Sit. So let's check out Ayaya at 1120. What's he look like? Claw Mighty Blow. That's good. Claw first on the Troll. On my team, I took Tentacles first because I had troubles with the Elves, and everybody rags on me for it, and that's fine. Everybody says you should take Claw for the damage. I'm actually starting to believe you should take Guard first on Trolls. Just there's situations where you get just guarded up. Like I played an Amazon team the other day, and they out-guarded me and just went all man's base, and there wasn't anything I can do, and I had to rely on the Troll. And if the Troll had Guard, I might have been able to get myself out without relying on his idiot blocks. Anytime you can get a big guy to do something passively, like Tentacles or Troll or Guard or Prehensile Tail, really good. But it's not wrong to take Claw on him. But those are really the only players that have levels. Lots of Goblins about to level. What's this one got? Just an MNG, not Niggled. He's fine. So they'll be on 13 players. I would prefer to see the second thrower just for the other strength 3, but I don't know. This Ayaya's had good success. You know, draw, win. 2 losses, 2 draws, and 2 wins. So I guess that means they've already played this week while I was watching. So Giaya and the team that they were playing is SIT, that wonderfully amazing strength up Kislev team. How's their roster coming along? 11 players. They've got Kick, which is good. They've got a Wrestle. I figured it'd be Wrestle. Strength up player for cage diving. We've got a block blitzer, 2 block blitzers, one of whom has strength up. So they're coming along nicely. 5 SPP on this catcher. That catcher's probably going to level soon. Oh, they've got a couple extra games. So Yaya and Sit must have had greenhorn games. So they're coming along nicely. They'll probably level up this catcher and maybe pick up another. I don't know how to build Kislev. They're at 1240, and the Yaya's at 1120. So a Yaya is going to get 120 in inducements. Probably that means a wizard. It could be Bomber Dribble Snot. It could and a babe. It could be Nabla. Could be Skitter Stab. But probably it's a wizard. That's the easiest one to use. Let's see how they're developed. I really like the Kislev. I play Underworld, but I like the Kislev in this matchup because they've got so much strength and they've got the sacking skills, and it's so hard to stop them from sacking you. In Underworld, the Blitzer's good, but if he can be screened off from valuable pieces, or if Mighty Blow doesn't fire, which sometimes it doesn't, then you're going to have trouble, especially without the second thrower for more strength 3. You're just going to be outstrengthed, and it's going to be too easy for the Kislev team to push you around or do what they want. So I think a Yaya loses to the Kislev team just because Kislev does Kislev things. Now, if the dice don't hold up, if the dice aren't good, then it's entirely possible for a Yaya to take it. But if you haven't played a lot of Kislev, they're kind of like Woodies in that it's easy for them to get the ball, but they're better at it than Woodies because they can all jump around. So I don't know. Underworld's hard when you don't have skills, and Yaya is still really a 1 in 9 machine. Last up, Squad Ghouls and Mice Who Entice. So let's check out Mice Who Entice, this Skaven team. They are at 10, so they're going to get probably you got to fire this guy, but maybe not. Maybe you just put him on the line of scrimmage till he dies. So they're going to pick up a Journeyman. They also have a Claw Mighty Blow player. They have a Mighty Blow lineman. That's rowdy. They've got a block strip. They've got a 1-turner in progress. So they've got a sacker, a 1-turner, and just an annoying piece. They really need to score on Likeable Nibbler this game. You know, it's so easy to get SPP on gutter runners that you just need to get him caught up a little. The second Storm Vermin gets Mighty Blow, and you can start thinking about dumping the Rat Ogre. 5 SPP Rat Ogre versus a 17 SPP Storm Vermin. The Storm Vermin's better at removals. The Rat Ogre gets better blocks. So and you've got another Mighty Blow in this lineman. It might be time for that Rat Ogre, but maybe you just let him ride until he dies. I don't know. So they're at 1250, and their opponent is Squad Ghouls, an undead team at 940, and Mice Who Entice were 1250, so they're going to get, well, they're at 1300 even, because I think they get a Journeyman, I said. Yeah, they're going to pick up a Journeyman, so they're actually at 1300, and Squad Ghouls is at 940, so they're going to get a good bit of inducements. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe a Mercenary Mummy, you know, because for 220 you can get a Mummy with a skill for a game, and you can't replace the Mummy right now, so maybe that's the right move. I don't know. But you've got a Blodge Ghoul, a Dodge Ghoul, which is close to leveling up. You've got a Niggled White. That really sucks as a regen team to have to take a Niggle and not. I mean, you could replace it, but not really a lot of development on this team right now, other than the Raj Ghoul. So this is the one that lost the Mummy against the Necro team, and I don't know, you might already be in a death spiral, even though it's only game 5. It might already be death spiral. You got 100, but your Mummy's 110, or 120 even. You know, you got a Niggled White that you probably should replace, so that's another 90. You got a Busted Zombie that is fine, but you'll put him on the line. So I don't know. I think that the Skaven, despite giving up a lot of inducements, I don't know what you do with that as undead. And the thing is, like, yeah, you can take a wizard, but the Skaven just get the ball and score. or they get the ball, you wizard them, they get the ball and score. Like it's too easy to score as Skaven, and I don't know. This poor Squad Ghouls team that got beat up too much by that Necro team and just is having a hard time recovering from that, I think. So I think the Skaven are going to win that. So now to the leaderboard to see how things have developed. Rock and Roll Rats and White Walkers both on 3 wins, but Rock and Roll Rats being undefeated right now are up 3-1-0. They're also incredibly lean. So if you're winning with a lean team as Skaven, it's so easy to get a lightning bolt, and if that's all you need to win, it's hard to stop. It's nigh on impossible to stop. White Walkers of ReBBL also doing quite well. Billionaire Playboys, Mice Who Entice, and Talk Show Terrors all sitting on 2 wins. The Lizardmen have no losses. They're also undefeated, but that doesn't really start getting on later in the season. That might make a difference to pull them up with these top 2 teams, but they're still a little bit behind. Mice Who Entice and Talk Show Terror are tied. 2-1-1, not bad records. Getting development. Gonna have to see how they develop from here. The elf teams are only on 1 win. That's a little surprising to me that you've got a 1-2-1 dark elf and a 1-3-0 wood elf team. That's a little surprising that there's a Skaven team right above them, but they aren't able to keep up. But it is what it is with the elves. Rounding out the 1-win teams, you got the human team and the Khemri team, both with 1-2-1. So you got 3 teams that are 1-2-1 down here in the middle of the pack. Then you've got Kislev and the Out, the same record at 1-1-2. So that's the first set of teams that have losing records, are all the way down at 10. So it's a pretty competitive division. The top 9 all have the top 9 all have winning records or 50% records. So you got 6 winning records, and then 3 like draw-ish records. That's not bad. Underworld is really hard to start, so Yaya's coming along with 11-20, but needs to get some of those goblins leveled up, I would say, and probably needs to buy a second thrower. I always run both throwers because the strength 3 is just too useful, but there's debate about that. Dwarfs 0-2-2. We've got a very fast division here. You've got 2 Skaven, 2 Elves, a Necro. There's some really fast teams in here. You got 2 Lizard teams. So all stuff that I think can give Chaos Dwarves a hard time. Hoyt Wolf's Undead down there at 0-1-3 are also having a hard time. But taking a loss of a mummy so early on in the season, like that's I don't play Undead, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's unrecoverable for the most part, and is what did him in, just that random death of the mummy. New Oxel Bodo's also down at 0-1-3. 890 TV, also bleeding players and probably bleeding cash. And the one thing that really bugs me about a 13-game season is you're 4 games in. If you're at the bottom here, you're not having the best time right now, especially if your team's in a death spiral. So I really don't know what else to say other than hang in there and try to find the fun. If I'm this Lizard team, I'm picking up some skinks and I'm really just picking something to work on. Either I'm picking on my positioning or picking on how to skink cage dive or how to skink surf or something. I'm picking one skill that I think could be fun to go for and that I have trouble leveraging in my games, and I'm going to try it every game. And the goal is just to work that skill, because you're not out of it. You got 9 games left. Nobody's run away with it yet. But if you're also in a death spiral, you're kind of out of it because you need the players. If you're lacking development, these top teams are only going to pull further ahead as they're able to develop their players and use that to get more development. So feels bad, man, to be on the bottom. So that's Goblin Marine with a recap of Division 5F up through game week 4. So we're on to week 5. And like I said, I will try and make these more regular. I apologize that I'm running behind.